I'm a relationship trauma coach out of Jersey. Today, I want to talk to you about, the process of coming out of a relationship that you've been in for a number of years. The process that you'll go through. One of the stages that you will go through that is absolutely essential that you figure out throughout this process is the stage of getting back to a place of truly loving self. And if you are in a relationship with a person that is a narcissist, and I'm not someone that classifies anyone as a narcissist, it's just a terminology, that I will use periodically. But I use the classification, not use that for someone. I'll allow someone else to go through that process of classifying someone and putting someone in that category. So with that being said, if you are with a person that's highly manipulative, highly deceptive, and the relationship was such that you lost yourself in the process of being in that relationship, then many times it will lean over into a narcissistic relationship. And if you were in that type of a relationship, one of the causes or one of the things that is revealed through that relationship is a lack of self-love because of all of the things that you did for this other person. You gave to them, you did for them, you thought about them, you considered them. But in the process of considering them, you were not considering yourself. And when we don't consider ourselves, that is not loving ourselves. And so I'm going to go over a couple of things real quick, and I'm going to hit them really, really quick. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell notification. Also, if you're interested in getting a book on how you can overcome the different traumas and tragedies that's taking place in your life. I was married for several decades. In the process of being married, I ended up getting divorced after being married for a long time. And I'll tell you about my story and the things that I learned and how you can navigate and prevent yourself from going through the same thing by certain things that you can do to prevent yourself from going through that same heartbreak. And even if you are in that heartbreak, how you can heal from that heartbreak. And so my name is Arnold Austin. And the title of the book is How the Pain of Heartbreak Propelled Me to Healing. It's on Amazon, Google. It's in if you follow my social medias, it's on all of my social medias down in the link. If you hit the link, you can get the book very, very easy. So part of the process of self-love is getting back to a place of understanding who you are. Those relationships that we're in that no longer allow us to be who we are, that put us in a position where we're trying to become something for someone else and trying to be a savior for them and help them and do things for them, it's not healthy for us. And so with going through that and getting back to center and maybe eliminating yourself from that relationship that was unhealthy for you, you got to get back to a place of love. And part of you loving yourself is, first of all, learning that you have to learn how to set healthy boundaries. And setting healthy boundaries represents that it's the same thing as a perimeter around your house. I use that example all the time, and I use it often when I coach. It's similar to having a perimeter or a fence around your house, whether it's an actual fence or it's one of those fences that the fence that you use for your animal, like your dog. Well, like in my area in Jersey, we have a thing called invisible fence, where the animal knows certain areas to go based upon the perimeter and learning the perimeter. And that's the same thing in your life. You should have certain perimeters and certain boundaries that are set in place that, regardless of what is going on, that you can call people to the carpet, not in a nasty way or not being a jerk, not being real aggressive, but just letting people know, hey, you're crossing a boundary. Letting him know in a respectful, way that, hey, you're crossing a boundary. That's you're going too far. Whether it's a physical boundary, emotional boundary, a verbal boundary, whatever the boundary is, regardless of the boundary, you have to let people know that you're going too far. You're crossing an imaginary boundary. And so, with that being said, with creating boundaries, that's going to make you not be in such a position where everybody's going to like you all the time, because people don't like to be corrected. So with individuals not liking to be corrected, then that's going to be that you're going to get some kickback. You'll get kickback from people that feel like, oh, well, who are you? I'm who I am. That's who I am. I'm who I am. I'm the person that's telling you this is something that I don't like. And if we're going to be friends or associates or family or anything else, this is an area that you've overcrossed and you've crossed over and you've done too much. And I'm asking you that you tune it down and that you get back. And part of also is are you in a process of being able to, or are you able to take care of yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Do you take care of yourself physically? What are you doing as far as your nutrition and the things that you're eating? Are you going to maybe doing some little workout, or are you doing things to take care of yourself physically? Are you doing things to take care of yourself spiritually, as far as you have some type of practices or meditations or things that you're doing where you're helping yourself to get back to a place of love and appreciation of self? Because there's three keys, which I'm going to get to as you stay with me. There's three keys that I'm going to get to that are the main three keys that when you learn these, it will be very, very easy for you to always be in the place of loving yourself. And this love that I'm saying of yourself is not some egotistical, ignorant mindset or thought process. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with, getting to a place of really realizing who you are as a person, and appreciating you and looking at you, who you are. So do you take care of yourself physically? Do you take care of yourself mentally? What are the things that you're doing for your mental capacity? What are the actual techniques and skills and behaviors and things that you're doing that is allowing you to stay in a positive mental state? Whether it's different ministers you're watching, whether it's different motivational speakers, whether it's different books you're reading, whether it's different podcasts you're doing, whether it's different information that you're studying, what is the stuff that you're doing? What is the information that you're gaining and gathering that you're putting inside of yourself, which is helping you be more of a mentally healthy? Are you getting professional help? Are you doing all of the necessary things? Are you getting out into nature? Are you taking the time to get yourself away from stressful environments and stressful situations? What are the things that you're doing to allow yourself the freedom? Because this is a level of freedom to be healthy and to not be encumbered with all the things that are going on around you and that everybody else is doing, but understanding who you are as a person. So what are the things that you're doing for your mental health? What are the things that you're doing for your physical health? Are you doing any type of training or maybe some Qigong or some Tai Chi or something along those lines? Are you doing something for your mental health? And then what are you doing for your spirituality? Do you have a certain practice that you do? Are you a person that meditates? Are you a person that maybe believes in prayer? Are you a person that goes to a certain congregation? Are you part of a certain community or a certain group? These are all things that I ask people to take into consideration throughout their process of getting back to a place of loving of yourself. And the thing that I often suggest to individuals, that what it is to love others. And now the same effort that you took and you put into loving someone else, now take that effort and love yourself. Appreciate yourself. And so there's three things. Are you ready for these? Put it in the chat. Three things. There's three things that are important for you to actually get to a place of love of self. The first thing is acceptance. Acceptance of self is important because if you grew up in middle America or wherever you're going to see this, a lot of times, depending on if you're middle class and depending on the type of person you are, many times you get caught in the mix of being like everybody else. That's part of the trap, is you get caught up in everybody else wears something, everybody else does things, everybody else goes certain places. I should listen to this type of music. I should go to these type of places. I should do these type of things, instead of being an individual. Part of the process of loving yourself is understanding who you are. Who are you? Who are you? That's the question that I would have you ask yourself. Who are you? See, I got excited and dropped the mic. I had to drop the mic on y'all. Y'all playing too much. Who are you? That's my question. Who are you? Do you know who you are? If someone asks you who you are, who are you? What are the things that you really like? Not what are the things that your friends like, your parents like, the things your parents told you should like. What do you like? Who are you and what do you like? What do you like? What are you interested in? Because that's part of you being understanding who you are. Because part of you loving yourself is you got to get it to a place of accepting yourself. And part of you accepting yourself, that means you have to accept the good, the bad, the thin, the maybe overweight, the skinny, the this, the that, all of it. It's every piece of you, every part of you. And I'm not saying inflate your ego and be some egotistical psycho. I'm saying getting to a place of appreciating and accepting yourself. Do you accept yourself? Because there's things that we can change about ourselves, and there's things that we probably that maybe we can't. I don't know. But the things that you can change, get to a place of acceptance and change those things. Started being able to accept the things, the good and the bad about yourself. The second thing is, along with accepting yourself, is can you and do you appreciate yourself? Do you celebrate yourself? Like this book is the very first book that I've ever written. And I had a good friend of mine from Carousel, and she said, Arnold, you got to celebrate that win, because that's something that you have not done up to this point. So because I came from a real estate background and a construction background for a number of years, this is a new area. I mean, I got my certification through John Maxwell to become a coach, and so within the last 3 years, I've transitioned over into another area based upon life experiences, and then also based upon it was time for me to move and to elevate and to go into a different direction. So with that being said, is I had to learn. It's part of it is learning to appreciate yourself, appreciate the good in you, appreciate the things that you do, celebrate yourself. Take the time to kind of pat yourself on the back if you did something good. Again, this isn't saying become an egomaniac. This is saying if you do something, don't say, "Oh, that's no big deal." Yes, it is. It's a big deal, and I'm gonna make a big deal over it. If I know you, I'm gonna make all of my friends. I celebrate them, and I make a big deal over my friends, because to me, I am a subtotal of the people that are around me. So if my friends are doing well, if I'm doing well, my friends around me should be doing well. I should not be the only one in my friend group that is doing well. So I should be celebrating all of the other people around me, encouraging them to, "Yo, bro, I believe in you." That's part of the reason why I even say that on most of my videos, is that I believe in you. But you have to believe in yourself. So the third thing is with you accepting yourself, with you appreciating yourself, you're going to start understanding what it is to truly value yourself. You're going to put yourself on a place of value. So there's certain relationships that you will no longer accept. There's certain things that you will no longer do, which ties into how I started this whole thing with the boundaries, because you have certain boundaries. You won't allow someone to come into your life that's just coming into your life and they're not giving you a commitment. You won't get yourself involved physically with someone who hasn't manifested it and explained to you what is their intentions with that or what is their intent with you as far as a relationship is concerned. You're not going to do business with people just to make money or just to get money, because you have a value within yourself, that you know who you are, that you don't need anybody else to get or to do the things that you need. But the things that you need will be added to you and will add and come into your life, because you're a valuable human being. And a lot of this stuff, and a lot of the ways that we manifest, and I'm gonna give you three more things, and then I'll be done. And so again, like, subscribe, and share this video, hit the notification button, and I appreciate every single one of y'all that watches and that likes and that shares and all the good things that you do. But there's 3 things that you'll do that's going to help you to rebuild or to build your self-image. And one of those things is the way that you talk, your self-talk. What are the things that you're saying when you're talking to yourself? I read that book a number of years back. What are the things that you say when you talk to yourself? Because all of us, unconsciously, we talk to ourselves periodically throughout a day. We talk to ourselves. And part of it is that old program that's in our minds. And so when an event takes place, that recorder is hitting, that button is record is hit, and then we just start spewing out that old information of what we expect and what's going to happen. Oh, there's no good people out here, and I can't do this, and so on and so forth. And if you're coming from a place of that's the way you're talking to yourself, then you will never be able to love yourself. This is why one of the keys is gaining control of our mouths. But before we can do that, is gaining control of our minds and our thoughts. If we gain control of our thoughts, then we can gain control of our speech. When we can change the way we think about ourselves, then we can change the way that we speak about ourselves. Don't joke about your weight if you have a weight issue. Don't joke about your money if you have a money issue. Don't joke about your confidence if you have a confidence issue. Because all of those things, your subconscious part of your mind does not know the difference between what is true and what is a lie. So your subconscious is going to find information that's going to verify and validate what you're saying and whether it's true or not. So self-talk is one of the most important things along with this process, because there's no way that you can have. The second thing would be self-compassion, or be compassionate to yourself if you're speaking evil and ill of yourself. And then if we're speaking ill and evil of ourselves, it's easy to allow another person to do it, the verbal abuse, because we're abusing ourselves at that point. If you're in that state, if you've been in that state, this is a wake-up call to say, hey, you don't have to do that. You don't have to accept that anymore. Because again, it goes back to the 3 things: acceptance of self, appreciation of self, and value of self. Because you value yourself, you will no longer allow that. It will no longer be acceptable. Because you have self-compassion and you have self-love. And you have self-love. And then the last part of that, which is probably one of, again, another piece that's important, is self-forgiveness. With some people that you're going to meet, and maybe even you that's going to watch this video, is we have a problem understanding self-forgiveness or with self-forgiveness, because the mindset of someone has to take the blame for things that happen, instead of understanding that there's times and seasons for all things. We don't have answers to everything. There will be negative things that happen in our lives, but that is not a defining moment. That is not the defining or the criteria of who we are or what's going to happen in our life. This is why the compassion was so important. And along with the compassion is forgiving ourselves. You have to forgive yourselves for the bad decisions that we made, because every person on the planet Earth at some point or another has made bad decisions. The choice is now is, are you going to stay there, or are you going to move away from it? Are you going to grow? Are you going to learn from it, grow from it, and move on from it? Learn from it, grow from it, and move on from it. Or move on from it? That's the question. Because if you're willing to grow, learn from it, grow from it, and move on from it, then your life is going to change for the better. That's my encouraging word for you today. Again, my name is Arnold Austin. I am a certified relationship trauma coach out of Jersey. And I appreciate each and every one of you that watched this video. Thank y'all for the shares and the likes. I thank y'all for all that you do. I thank y'all for your comments. I thank y'all for your questions. I thank everybody that buys my book and that's part of our healing community. Like I always say, I believe in each and every one of you, but you got